Have you been feeling like something deep within you is changing, but you can't quite explain it? As if a storm has passed, yet the wind still whispers of something big on the horizon. If you've been on the intense twin flame journey, especially locked in the exhausting runner-chaser cycle, you're likely questioning whether things will ever truly shift. Will they stop running? Will reunion ever really happen? Or is it all just wishful thinking? In today's video, we're going to uncover something powerful. The energetic shift that signals your twin flame is no longer running. We'll walk you through 5 clear signs that the separation phase is ending and a sacred reunion is beginning to take form. These signs aren't vague hopes. They're spiritual clues that the universe plants when destiny is preparing to unfold. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to recognize these signs, feel them within your soul, and know when it's time to stop chasing and start receiving. This video will change the way you see your journey. Instead of being stuck in the pain of longing, you'll begin to feel empowered by awareness. You'll move from confusion to clarity, from emotional fatigue to renewed hope. Because once you know what to look for, you'll no longer question whether reunion is possible. You'll begin to feel it happening in real time. So if you've ever doubted your path or wondered if your twin flame is still running, this video is your sign to keep watching. But here's the challenge: can you stay with us until the end? Because the 5th sign, often the most overlooked, is also the most revealing. It's the one that can shift everything for you. So don't miss a single moment. What you're about to discover could be the confirmation you've been waiting for. Number 1. The emotional walls are crumbling. For a long time, your twin flame resisted this connection, not because they didn't feel it, but because they felt it too deeply. The love between you was never shallow. It was vast, consuming, and profound. But that intensity, instead of pulling them closer, became overwhelming. It forced them to look inward, to face the shadows they had spent years avoiding. Deep-seated fears, unhealed wounds, and old patterns of emotional self-protection rose like stone walls, separating you from the love that was always meant to be. Their running wasn't a rejection of you. It was a shield against their own vulnerability. It was their attempt to outrun a mirror that reflected their deepest truths. But now, something within them is shifting. The once impenetrable walls are starting to weaken. You may feel it in subtle ways, a softness returning to their energy, a flicker of openness where once there was distance. The cold silence is warming. The avoidance is giving way to curiosity. They're no longer closing the door on this connection. Slowly, they're leaning in. They may not yet have the words to explain what they're feeling, but their energy is beginning to whisper what their lips cannot yet say. You might feel them thinking of you in quiet moments, like their soul is gently reaching out, tiptoeing toward the edge of reunion. In dreams, the veil between your hearts becomes thinner. You see them more clearly, present, tender, no longer withholding. These dreams are not fantasy. They are the soul's way of rehearsing a truth that is preparing to bloom. Their subconscious is catching up to what their heart has always known. This love is real, and it is safe now to surrender. In waking life, the signs begin to surface. A message that feels unusually heartfelt, a lingering look, a pause in conversation, a memory that unexpectedly rises through someone else's words. These moments may seem small, but they carry the weight of transformation. They are signs that their defenses are falling, one brick at a time. They are no longer running, not from you, not from the truth. They are starting to align with it, to choose it, to feel it, to walk toward the love they once feared, and finally allow themselves to receive it. Before we move on to the next sign, take a moment to reflect. Have you begun to sense this softening in your twin flame's energy? Do you feel their presence reaching out to you, even in silence or dreams? These emotional shifts, though subtle, carry immense meaning. We'd love to hear your experience. What resonated with you most in this section? Share your thoughts in the comments below, or simply type, "The walls are falling and love is rising," to affirm this beautiful transformation taking place within your connection. Number 2, they are making peace with their past. For a long time, Your twin flame may have been caught in an invisible cycle of emotional pain, an inner prison built from heartbreaks they never fully processed, childhood wounds they never had the chance to heal, and deep fears of abandonment or rejection that quietly dictated their every decision. They weren't just running from you, they were running from the terrifying possibility of being truly seen. The intensity of your connection held up a mirror to parts of themselves they spent years, even lifetimes, avoiding. Being loved so deeply felt like a threat to their carefully built emotional defenses. But now, something inside them is changing. That endless loop of fear and denial is starting to lose its grip. The running has slowed, the walls are softening, and for the first time in a long time, they're not avoiding their past. They're facing it with courage and vulnerability. They're beginning to make peace with the pain they once buried so deeply. You may sense the shift, even if you're miles apart. Their energy feels lighter, more open, like a storm has finally passed and made way for clarity. You might hear from mutual friends that they've started reading books about inner healing, listening to spiritual podcasts, or attending therapy or meditation circles. These aren't just casual efforts. They're soul-deep signs that your twin flame is turning inward, searching for the truth behind their pain and actively choosing to grow beyond it. Even their words begin to sound different. Instead of resentment or bitterness, there's a quiet strength in their voice, a recognition that their past didn't break them, it shaped them. They no longer see themselves as victims of their story, but as students of it. Gratitude is beginning to replace grief, and in that shift, a new version of them is being born. One who is not only capable of loving, but ready to love you from a place of trust and authenticity. Healing is not just important on the twin flame journey, it is essential. Until they release the emotional baggage of their past, they will unconsciously sabotage any chance at real union. But as they begin to let go, they unknowingly begin to prepare the sacred space where your reunion can unfold. The fortress of fear is slowly being dismantled, brick by brick, and in its place rises a foundation built on honesty, openness, and divine timing. This transformation won't happen overnight, but when it starts, it sends a ripple through the universe. And once they choose healing over hiding, growth over grief, and presence over avoidance, your reunion is no longer a distant hope. It becomes a divine inevitability, slowly drawing both of you into the love you were always meant to share. Number 3. Synchronicities intensify. As your twin flame begins to stop running, a profound energetic shift takes place between you. It's as if the entire universe responds in real time, amplifying its signals to confirm that change is underway. The synchronicities that once appeared occasionally now flood your awareness, no longer subtle hints, but powerful, undeniable signs that your reunion is not just a hope, but a spiritual movement in motion. These synchronicities are not random. They are the universe's way of speaking directly to your soul, guiding you with precision and love toward what is destined. You may start noticing repeating numbers everywhere, on clocks, receipts, license plates, or even in your dreams. Sequences like 1111, 222, 555, or 717 seem to follow you, appearing more often than chance would ever allow. These are not coincidences, they are divine codes of alignment, signals from the universe that your souls are drawing closer, that the timing is synchronizing perfectly behind the scenes. Each time these numbers appear, it's as if the cosmos is gently tapping you on the shoulder, whispering, "Stay open. Something beautiful is unfolding." But it doesn't stop there. Music becomes a messenger of the soul. You may hear a particular song on the radio or in a store that instantly transports you to a memory with your twin flame. The lyrics might feel like they were written just for you, echoing thoughts and emotions that live deep within your heart. Their name, or a word closely tied to them, might pop up in the most unexpected places, in a passing conversation, a chapter title, a street sign, or a movie. These moments feel too personal to be accidental, because they aren't. Even your dreams begin to shift in frequency and clarity. You no longer experience vague or fragmented dreams. Instead, your twin flame appears vividly, and the interactions feel emotionally charged, even healing. These aren't just dreams. They are real soul encounters in higher realms, where communication flows freely, and hearts reconnect before the physical reunion takes shape. You might wake with a profound sense of presence, as if they had truly been beside you in another dimension. Beyond all the outer signs, something even more powerful is happening within you. The emotional chaos and uncertainty that often come with separation begin to ease. You start to feel a calm, grounded knowing, a quiet inner assurance that everything is aligning, even if you can't see the full picture yet. That anxious need for control fades, replaced by a peaceful trust in divine timing. This deep-seated serenity is perhaps the clearest sign of all. Your soul already senses the reunion, long before your eyes can see it. When synchronicities begin to intensify in this way, don't brush them off or second-guess their meaning. They are proof that the invisible thread connecting you and your twin flame is growing stronger. The universe is orchestrating your paths with divine intelligence, and each sign is a step closer to that long-awaited moment of reunion. Trust it, embrace it. The separation is dissolving, and the sacred union is coming into view. Imagine you're walking through a bookstore, not even looking for anything in particular, when a book suddenly catches your eye. The title contains your twin flame's name, or something eerily connected to a private memory only the two of you share. Curious, you open it, and there on the first page is a quote that speaks directly to your current emotional state, almost as if the universe placed it there just for you. Later that day, as you drive home, a song you both used to love begins to play on the radio, one you haven't heard in years. The lyrics pierce straight through your heart, and you feel an overwhelming sense of closeness, as if your twin is thinking of you in that exact moment. That night, you dream of them. Not a confusing dream, but a vivid one where the two of you are speaking honestly, reconnecting emotionally, perhaps even embracing. You wake up with tears in your eyes, not from sadness, but from the feeling of having touched a love that still lives, still breathes. These are not coincidences. They are sacred signs, reminders that the bond between you is alive, that healing is occurring, and that the distance is closing. When synchronicities like these begin to unfold in such specific and personal ways, it's a clear message from the universe. Your reunion is drawing near, and the divine plan is already in motion. Number 4. They are no longer avoiding you. For what felt like an eternity, their presence may have seemed like a riddle you couldn't solve. One day, their energy wrapped around you like a warm embrace, gentle, magnetic, and alive. And the next, they slipped away like smoke, silent, distant, unreachable. It left you questioning everything. Did you imagine the bond? Were your feelings real? Did they feel it too, or was it just you, lost in a dream of connection? Their silence echoed louder than words. Their absence stung like rejection, but the truth hiding beneath it all wasn't indifference, it was fear. This connection, as powerful and raw as it was, shattered their defenses. It stripped away the masks they wore for the world, exposing their deepest emotions, and that vulnerability, it terrified them. So they ran, they avoided, they vanished without explanation, not because they didn't care, but because caring too much shook them to the core. But now, something is different. The energy has shifted. The walls they once fortified so carefully are beginning to crack. When a twin flame stops running, the cycle of emotional tug-of-war begins to dissolve. They're no longer consumed by the need to shield themselves from the overwhelming force of what they feel for you. Instead of pulling away, they begin inching closer, quietly, subtly, yet unmistakably. Maybe they start liking your posts again after months of silence, a small but deliberate reminder. I still see you. I still feel you. Or perhaps they reach out, not with dramatic confessions of love, but with something gentle and real. A simple, "How have you been?" A comment on something ordinary. To the outside world, it might look trivial, but to you it speaks volumes, because this time, when they show up, they stay. They don't disappear after one tender moment. They don't run the second closeness returns. Their presence, however soft, is steady. And that's the real transformation, not just the gesture, but the consistency behind it. They may not have all the answers yet. They may still be navigating the emotions they've buried for so long, but they are no longer ruled by fear. The door they once slammed shut is beginning to open, slowly but surely. And with every message, every lingering moment, every quiet act of presence, they're revealing the truth. They're ready. Ready to stop running. Ready to feel. Ready to face the connection, not as something to escape, but as something to finally embrace. If you've made it this far, it's a sign that this message resonated deeply with your soul. Perhaps you've seen these shifts in your own twin flame journey, or maybe you're still waiting for that moment when the energy changes and the walls begin to fall. Wherever you are on the path, know that you are not alone. Take a moment to reflect on what you've experienced. Have you noticed these subtle signs that they're no longer avoiding you? If so, we'd love to hear your story. Share it in the comments below. Or if you're not quite ready to share, simply type, "I am open to love and connection," as an affirmation to anchor this shift in your reality. Your energy, your voice, and your presence matter here. Number 5, you feel a deep inner peace. Among all the transformations that occur on the twin flame journey, the most profound one doesn't happen outside of you. It takes place deep within your soul. This path has never truly been about external signs or chasing validation. It has always been about your own inner alignment, about coming home to yourself. And when your twin flame finally stops running, you won't need a message, a sign, or a sudden event to confirm it. You'll feel it, quietly, unmistakably, within your own being. The intense longing that once consumed you begins to fade. That burning need for constant signs, the compulsion to analyze every moment, and the overwhelming urge to chase them all begin to dissolve. What takes their place is something far more powerful and infinitely more peaceful. An inner stillness that feels like home. But this peace isn't something you force. It's not born out of giving up, nor is it a result of disappointment. Instead, it rises from a deep surrender, a sacred acceptance that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing. You begin to understand, on a soul level, that you no longer need external confirmation. Your heart already knows the truth. Something within you shifts, subtly but irrevocably, like an invisible lock finally clicking open. You simply know. The energetic walls that once pushed your twin flame away begin to melt. The fear, the resistance, the gripping need, they are gone. In their place is a gentle, effortless flow. You are no longer anxiously waiting, you are quietly trusting. You are no longer seeking them to fill a void, you are filled with your own light. And in this vibrational state of wholeness, you become magnetic. You don't need to chase. Your energy, calm and centered, naturally calls them in, and they feel it. Even if they don't understand why, something in them is stirred, drawn toward you by the resonance of unconditional love. This is the real sign of reunion. It's not frantic or desperate. It's not loud or dramatic. It's a calm, unwavering knowing that the journey is no longer uphill. It's already moving in your favor. When you step fully into your power, grounded, whole, and at peace, your twin flame has no choice but to rise into theirs. The chase ends, the resistance dissolves, and what's left is the love that was always destined to return. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. If these sacred signs have found their way into your reality, take heart. Your twin flame is no longer running. The shadows are lifting, the resistance is fading, and the healing you've prayed for has already begun. What once felt like separation was only preparation. The walls between you have not only cracked, they've collapsed. And now, the divine plan is not just unfolding, it's accelerating. This journey was never meant to test your worth, but to awaken your soul. It was never about if you would reunite, but about when. And if you're still here, still listening, still holding space for love through every storm, you are closer than you've ever been. The energy is shifting, the universe is aligning, and your reunion is not simply a possibility, it is written, it is sacred, it is destiny. So keep trusting the timing, keep surrendering the fears, and most importantly, keep walking forward with faith, knowing that love this powerful cannot be lost. It can only be delayed. If this message resonated with your heart, leave a comment below with the words, "I trust divine timing." Let the universe know you're ready. And if you felt the truth in these words, Don't forget to like, share this video with someone who needs it, and watch the next message appearing below your screen. It might be the sign your soul has been waiting for.